Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're already at day 7 for the self-love experiment, and can I just say, wow, that people are really stepping up to the plate in what they're willing to not only reveal and be honest with themselves, but to open up to the world. And this doesn't matter whether or not you're posting, the people who are posting are, eligible for the grand prize, which is a transformational package of coaching and product and, gifts that Caitlin and Carly and I are wanting to give to someone. But that's obviously not the point of this. It's not about the prize. This is about growth. And there haven't been a lot of projects like this out there, because I feel like we hear the word self-love, but self-love is really kind of a new concept for a lot of people. When I've talked about it before, when we think about love, we think about loving someone else, but we don't think about that love starting with us first. And in order for us to truly love others, we have to find that love within. And this is the new paradigm. This is what the world is shifting into. And this is what is going to, I just feel like, in all my heart, help humanity. Because there's so much death and destruction and chaos going on in the world, and the world is tired of that, and we need to start healing with love, and love heals. It's been proven over and over again. If you really think about what drives us in life, it's not power, it's not money, it's love. It's love for anything that feeds your soul, for anything that gives you passion, for anything that gives you creation, for anything that opens up your heart. I mean, I'm really fortunate. It's a really beautiful October Sunday afternoon, and I'm at the beach. And I want you guys to just take a look at this view. I mean, come on. I don't get tired of this ever. I think that the more that I allow myself to be in the world and find gratitude in the small stuff, the things that are simple, the things that, like this doesn't cost me money to come down to the beach and hang out and breathe and listen to the birds and listen to the ocean and, oh God, just be present with Gaia, with Earth. I mean, we don't need a lot, when it comes down to it. And, we, as a whole, have to start thinking about what drives us and what our real sense of purpose is. And I personally feel that when I moved out of that idea and stopped buying stuff, because stuff was just filling my voids of like depression and anxiety and my borderline personality disorder. It was just me like kind of putting more masks on over and over and over to like not want to actually deal with her and know, well, why am I buying this object right now? Is it because it's actually making me happy, or is it because I'm trying to cover up something that's going on? We can call it, I think it's a really interesting way that people can market retail therapy, but there's a healthy way of doing it and there's an unhealthy way of doing it, and we all know what we're talking about. And I'm not talking about shopping addiction. I mean, addictions go on another level. Addiction really can be anything, but I'm just talking about how we check out of our own lives because we're not ready or willing or wanting to deal with something going on. Now, when Carly, Caitlin, and I, with us coming together to put together a self-love experiment, you know, having no expectations of where this thing is going or what it's going to provide to people. We've been there. You know, we wouldn't be educating people on this and putting this out in the world if we haven't gone through it ourselves. If we didn't go through the self-loathing, if we didn't go through the depression, if we didn't go through the anxieties. You know, I cleared my mental illness. They've been through eating disorders, and we're all very vocal about it because it's part of our path. And we're not saying that, you know, for people to go and just like start, you know, telling the world all your stuff. But be real with yourself at least, and know why you're making the choices that you're making. You know, life is really incredible when we start releasing those layers. And, you know, no matter how hard and how challenging it can get during the moments of confusion and uncertainty and the moments where you're just like, oh, you're just angry, you know, you're like pissed. You're pissed off at the universe for like, why do I have to go through this path? Why do I have to, you know, be alone? Why don't I have love in my life? Why don't I have this or that? Well, it's because you're not ready to receive it. I know, God, I hate saying that because I used to have to say that to myself, and it used to just piss me off more. But I wasn't ready to receive it because I was still not willing and ready to learn or look at something that I wasn't healing yet. And that's where you have to look at the things that are serving you, you know, look at the relationships that you're in, and, you know, are those relationships serving you? It doesn't matter. It can be familial, it can be friendship, it can be a karmic partner, it could be, you know, whatever, romantic relationship. But if that relationship isn't serving your highest good, and you notice yourself coming up with feelings of resentment, feelings of guilt, feelings of hanging on, where there's no real balance or ease, I'm going to suggest rethinking that relationship a little bit, because our life is not, we weren't put on earth to live in suffering. We just weren't. I can guarantee you that. We're not supposed to live in suffering, we're not supposed to live in fear, we're not supposed to live in sadness and depression. We are supposed to be living in our divine rights. And we'll be talking about those actually later this week in Self-Love Experiment, our 7 divine rights. And that is what life is about. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to have the challenges that come up. The challenges come up. But to be truly prosperous and abundant in this life is honoring the things that serve you. So anyway, I just wanted to share that message with you guys today, and everybody just have a really beautiful day. And thank you so much for everybody who's supporting the Self-Love Experiment, and Carly and Caitlin and I, and everybody that we're supporting. You know, thank you for being real with us. Thank you for sending us your messages. And, you know, whether they're online or, you know, via email, we love them and we want to keep hearing from you. So thank you. Blessings so much to you all. Have a really beautiful day.